welcome out to the greenhouse. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and as you can tell from the intro, I'm a little bit excited. I've been waiting for these bins to come for me to get started for a few weeks now, and it was like Christmas morning this morning. I dropped everything and ran outside to unpack them and get them set up in here. Now that the size and shape of the bench makes a little more sense for you guys. It is exactly the size of these bins. I can easily reach into them, I can easily see into them, and it's going to make working with the plants and fish out here so easy and so nice. So let's take a closer look at them and I'll tell you a little bit more about my plans. So as I mentioned, one of the reasons I chose these is because they're really, really affordable. Each one of these is only about $47, and they're going to be absolutely perfect for growing either plants or fish. But the reality is they have another purpose in this greenhouse. I've lined them all up like this, and I'm going to fill them all about 2/3 full, except for the ones with the carnivorous plants and my pond plants, for the winter time. And that's because I'm going to be doing something that's called a passive solar design. And basically what happens is by using these black bins full of water, the thermal mass is raised. And the water helps store the heat. Now, you guys have been asking me a lot, do I plan on using this all year? And the answer is not really. This is a 3-season greenhouse, which means I plan to have it extend my growing and breeding season for my fish and plants. But I don't really intend to use it in the coldest part of winter. That being said, you guys have also heard me say a whole lot that what's most important for these little carnivorous plants that I'm so fond of is that not that they don't freeze, but that they don't freeze too quickly. So what these bins will do is help me maintain a temperature in here and even out some of the swings of winter, because it's only about 40 degrees outside right now, but it's 80 degrees in my greenhouse during the day, and that's going to drop substantially at night. So when it gets really, really cold this winter, I want to make sure that that temperature shift isn't too huge. Now, water has about 63 BTU per square foot, which is the highest heat capacity per volume of pretty much any material. And the other nice thing is that it's really cheap. So the plan is to use these sort of like batteries for heat. So I'll fill them up with water. They'll get warm during the day when the sun's beating on the greenhouse. And then throughout the night, they're going to release the heat back into the greenhouse to provide a more stable temperature. Now, we have caulked the whole greenhouse, and pretty soon here I'll be taking out these black arms on the roof panels so that this thing stays sealed up all the time. That will help a lot too. And I may end up getting some sort of insulation for around the doors and possibly even to throw over the greenhouse. I really don't know what to expect for temperatures this winter because this is my first season with a greenhouse. So these bins are designed for aquaculture. They're made by Laguna, distributed by Hagen, and they're absolutely affordable and great, and most stores can order them. They come in a whole bunch of different sizes. I went with the ones that are 60 gallons, 42 inches by 28.5 inches by 12 inches tall. And that's because for when I'm working with fish out here in the summertime, I wanted that big surface area for oxygen exchange because it's going to get pretty warm in here. Now, the other thing that I really like about them is that each of them already is drilled, which means when I run my PVC out here with air, it's going to be super easy to run lines into all these bins to provide aeration, to prevent some pests, and to also provide the oxygen for my fish. These bins are absolutely designed to withstand frigid temperatures and super hot summers without cracking or fading, and they come with a 10-year guarantee. I reached out to Laguna asking them if they would be interested in providing me with some of these bins, and they graciously did so. Now, I still need probably another 12, but this is a fantastic start. The basic rule of thumb for using this passive solar heating in a greenhouse is about, I think it's 3 gallons per square foot. This is a 200 square foot greenhouse. So I should be really in very good shape filling the 7 or 8 that I'm going to fill almost completely, and the other one's holding some water as well. We'll see how it works out, but I'm pretty excited for this first season. And I'm going to be taking a lot of notes on the temperature swings and everything that happens out here this winter, so I know what I have to do differently next winter. So up next, we'll be building a bench down this side of the greenhouse. And as I mentioned in last week's video, half of this wall is going to be dedicated to storing hardscape. This corner down here, which is about 10 feet long, I plan to make into hardscape storage because it's shaded by a big tree that's outside that we just didn't want to cut down. So we'll get that started soon, and then we'll have another lower bench on this side for me to pot and work on. And then we're going to build a succulent wall on this back wall, I think, over this sink. Now this sink will have water from that tote that's right outside, and we're going to be using a solar powered pump for that. That will also be the lifeblood of my carnivorous plants, allowing me to turn the pump on and off to flood those bins as needed. I'm pretty excited to get started, I'm not going to lie. It's going to be really, really hard to wait until spring. Let me show you outside real quick too. So while I'm waiting to hook everything up to that big tote at the end for water collection, I've run little standpipes down from my gutters, and we had, I wouldn't even consider it particularly heavy rain yesterday, and I have 3 of these containers completely full. There's another one up there beside the driftwood. And that's really fantastic because I was getting kind of low. It'd been a while since it rained here, and I needed something to water those carnivorous plants. So I was very excited to collect this stuff. And over the next few days, I'll be moving that into the greenhouse. I just have to figure out how. I hope you guys are enjoying this process. I know I'm really excited about it. It's an entirely new adventure for me, and it's really brought a new breath of fresh air into my hobby. I can't wait to see all the things that I get to do with this next year. I'm going to be increasing my fish volume outside by at least 1,200 gallons, which is absolutely huge. And I hope to set up a lot of plants for growing and propagation as well. But we have a lot to do before then. In the next couple weeks, I'm going to be showing you how I mix my CP mix for repotting the carnivorous plants. I'm going to get the water collection all set up. I've got to finish winterizing this thing. We need to build more benches. And I have to put the pine straw and winter cloth on the plants that I'm trying to prevent from freezing too hard too quickly. So that's what you can expect for the work in the greenhouse in the next few weeks. As always, thank you guys for your continued support. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I think they're going to be pretty fun. Make sure you stop by my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website where you can find my upcoming speaking engagements and my current stock list. Let me know below if you have any comments, suggestions, or questions.